Alright, hello, how are you getting on? This is the first video in what I assume will be a pretty long series in which we play through the entirety of the Stardew Valley Expanded mod. Each video will consist of one season, so we will cover the entirety of spring today, then we will move on to summer in the next video, then fall in the video after that, and so on and so forth. These videos will be done in the 100 days format, in the sense that I will talk about what I did on each day, and day 1, day 2, day 3, yada 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 will be written in the top left corner of the video. Our goals for the first year are the following: complete the community center, earn a total of 1 million gold, and upgrade all of our tools to iridium quality. These are pretty basic goals, I know, but I am hoping there will be enough shenanigans and horseplay to keep things interesting and exciting. In the spirit of keeping things fresh, I will also be using a few other mods. First we have the Better Mixed Seeds mod. This mod allows every crop to grow from mixed seeds. So I assume that means we'll be able to get things like ancient fruit, rare seeds, and the new seeds added with the Stardew Valley Expanded mod to grow from mixed seeds, which I am pretty excited about. Next we have the Joja Clearance Bin mod. This one is pretty simple. It adds a mystery bin to Joja Mart. We can buy various crops and seeds from this bin every day. Of course, the items being sold in this bin are completely random, so there's no telling what we will get out of it. Finally, we have the Shop Overhaul mod. This mod adds more items to the various shops in Pelican Town. For example, Robin will sell kegs and preserve jars, and Clint will sell iridium bars and battery packs. I'll make sure to point out the items that have been added to each shop during our playthrough. All of these mods, along with the music used in this video, can be found in the description of this video. So, with all of that out of the way, let's jump right into spring. Have a good one. Before the first day officially begins, I would like to show you all my outfit. Now you're probably saying to yourself, wow, that is delightfully formal. And that is very true. I dress this way because I'm always ready for business. Funny business. I spend some time clearing out space on the farm for any crops we will be planting today, then I make a chest and put most of the items in our inventory into it. I head to the saloon and buy a coffee, then go and meet Sophia, one of the new Stardew Valley Expanded villagers. I head into the big forest area known as West Cindersap Forest. For the rest of this playthrough, I'll be calling it the Big Forest. I find multiple ancient sword artifacts as well as a forest sword. The forest sword is a great find. It'll help us out quite a bit when we head into the mines. At the top left of the big forest, I find a maple syrup. I do not know who this belongs to, but it's mine now. Finders keepers, you snooze you lose, yada yada yada. I head back to my farm, collect my 15 parsnip seeds and plant them along with all of the mixed seeds we have just before the day ends. I also throw quite a few of the items we collected into the shipping bin. On the morning of day 2, we start the unfortunate process of having to water our crops. I already really want to get sprinklers. I head into town and take a look at the Help Wanted board. Sophia is looking for a sardine, so we will happily oblige her. I take a look at the new items Pierre is selling. Basic sprinklers, scarecrows, coffee beans, ancient seeds, spring seeds. So many options. In the end, I decide to buy 50 mixed seeds. Next on the agenda is a trip to the museum to donate the ancient sword I found yesterday and collect a 250 gold reward for doing this. We visit Willie to collect our fishing rod. It feels weird not calling him King William, but that was a different playthrough. We need to look towards the future and keep things fresh. I take a look at Willie's shop and he's selling pretty much what you would expect him to sell. Dishes that increase your fishing level, beach forage, and items that you can get from crab pots. I spend a bit of time fishing at the beach to catch a sardine for Sophia. With that out of the way, I head to the Blue Moon Vineyard and give the sardine to Sophia. I receive 120 gold for this, putting us at a nice even 1000 gold. Completing her quest also gave us enough friendship points to view her first cutscene. She gives us a quality sprinkler in this cutscene. For free, I might add. This immediately establishes Sophia as my favourite new villager. Back on our farm, I get to work on clearing out some more space for the new seeds we bought today. It takes a while and I ate 3 or 4 different pieces of spring forage, but we do manage to get all of our mixed seeds planted and watered. I decide to spend the rest of the day taking a nice long walk through the big forest. It turns out there is a door behind the spot where we found the maple syrup yesterday. I think we did actually steal someone's maple syrup, so that might be an issue in the future. It's raining on day 3, so we don't have to water our seeds, which is very, very nice. I buy the training rod from Willie and spend a while fishing at the beach. I take a quick break to sell the fish I caught, then I head to Pierre's to sell my forage, but his shop is closed, because it's Wednesday. I have spent almost 600 hours playing this game. How do I keep making this mistake? I return to the beach where I spend the rest of the day fishing. We could have tried to catch catfish because it was raining, but I wanted to enjoy my fishing experience for a while before we start going for the more difficult fish. Also, we got a diamond and a treasure chest, which gave a nice boost to our gold. On day 4, it's back to watering our seeds. Once again, I really, really want to get sprinklers. I cannot emphasize this enough. I need sprinklers. I'm not built for this. The better mixed seeds mod is definitely working though, because I'm seeing quite a few crops that I don't recognize. I decide to buy the backpack upgrade in Pierre's for 2000 gold, then I buy the seeds for spring crops as well as 36 mixed seeds. I honestly don't know if the crops they produce are going to sell for a lot of gold, but I get really excited seeing all of the new crops pop up when I plant the mixed seeds, so either way I'm happy. I return to our farm and chop down some trees, then head to the area with a dilapidated shed. I clear away most of the fibre that has taken over the area, then I talk to Olivia for the first time. I don't know why, but she looks really familiar for some reason. That's going to bother me for a while. I give a dandelion to Sophia as a way of saying thank you for the sprinkler she gave us, then I head into the forest and... Nope, get that video off the screen. This is a new playthrough, alright, we need to keep things fresh. The big forest has officially become my new happy place. I do not know why, but I immediately feel relaxed as soon as I go in here. I enter an old farmhouse and find an ancient doll on the floor that we can donate to the museum. Full disclosure, I played Stardew Valley Expanded around a year ago, I believe, so I know who lives in this house. I won't spoil it though, just in case anyone doesn't know and wants to wait until we are introduced to them to find out. Also, at least one big update was released for this mod during the time I didn't play it, so there'll definitely be quite a few new things for me to discover. On the morning of day 5, it is time to adopt a dog. I decide to name it after the greatest professional wrestler of all time, Hornswoggle. Our parsnips are ready, so I harvest them before watering the remaining crops. I head into town and watch the cutscene where Lewis shows us the community centre and give a gift to Linus. I decide to check out the Adventurers Guild, and Marlon is selling quite a few really interesting items. Slime eggs, the iridium band and some artifacts. I spend the rest of the day in the mines. It goes pretty well and I manage to get to floor 18 before I pass out. Day 6 of course begins with the watering of our crops. I think I'm going to stop saying that from now on. Not just to save time, but also because I get more and more upset every time I watch how much time I spend watering crops every morning. I do have some good news though. I finally made a scarecrow. But one isn't enough. I need 2. I chop down some trees to get more wood, make another scarecrow and place both of them down. I have decided to call these 2 scarecrows Jay and Mark. As in one is called Jay and the other is called Mark. I didn't just call both, they're not, I plant the seeds I bought on day 4, which leads to me becoming exhausted. I end up eating a field snack and the forage I was saving, which I am not happy about at all. With our crops watered, I head into town and accept a quest to bring 20 copper ore to Clint. I spend the rest of the day in the mines where I make it to floor 19. A piece of kale and a tulip are ready for harvest on day 7. I know this isn't a lot, but it's the little things in life that matter the most. I give a 4-leaf clover to Sophia, to which she responds with, "Can I help you?" Bit rude. Willie wants a catfish, so I accept the quest even though it's unlikely that we'll be able to get one in time. Then I made a mistake. I accidentally gave Alex and Pamela a quartz instead of an earth crystal. They were not very pleased with me. I did sort of make up for this though, because I gave an amethyst to Abigail. Clint is next up on our list of gift recipients. I really want to stay on top of our friendships, so I'm going to go out of my way to talk to as many villagers and give as many gifts as I can every single day. I head to the community center and read the scroll. It reminds me of the script for my 100 days videos. Complete mumbo jumbo that eventually somehow makes sense. I spend the rest of the day in the mines where I finally make it past floor 20. I leave the mines just before 2 AM to throw some copper ore into the furnaces I set up there. Some more crops are ready for harvest on day 8, which is always nice to see. I take the items I have for the community center and the museum out of a chest and head to the wizard's tower to learn how to read the scroll in the community center. Then it's off to the community center to donate everything we have, followed by a trip to the museum to do the same thing there. We receive an ancient seed, the recipe for ancient seeds, and 9 cauliflower seeds as rewards. Then it's off to the beach to do a bit of fishing. You may be wondering why I'm still using the training rod on day 8. That is because I accidentally threw my fishing rod into the trash on day 2, so we're stuck with the training rod until Willie's shop opens up tomorrow. It's off to the mines at the end of the day where we managed to reach level 25. I start day 9 by planting our cauliflower seeds and ancient fruit seeds after harvesting the crops that have grown. I throw these crops into the shipping bin, then chop down some trees to clear out some more space. We have been dilly-dallying for too long. Pretty soon we're going to plant even more seeds and really improve our mixed seed empire. I head to Pierre's shop where I talk to Lewis to complete a quest he gave us to defeat 4 slimes and talk to everybody else in the shop. I donate a couple of items to the community center, which includes the final spring forage item we needed to complete the spring forage bundle. I decide to take a leisurely stroll around the big forest for most of the day, collecting all of the forage I come across. There are 2 benefits to doing this. The first is a lot of the villagers like dandelions and daffodils, so they make good presents at the start of the game. The second reason is because I feel a deep and profound sense of belonging when I enter the big forest. It feels like home to me. Back on my farm, I am faced with the consequences of not watering my crops this morning. That consequence being, I cannot tell the difference between the ones I have watered and the ones I have not watered. I make a few torches to brighten up the place, which slightly helps, but lesson learned. Don't wait until nighttime to water your crops. Day 10 is a strawberry harvest day. I mean, I only harvested 5 strawberries, but it's something. I considered not showing this next event, but I think it just proves that the whole scallywag thing isn't a joke, alright? I am a bit lackadaisical at times. Once again, I forgot that Pierre's is closed on Wednesdays. With a heavy heart, I walk all the way back to my farm to throw my crops and forage items into my shipping bin, then I head to Willie's shop and buy the bamboo fishing rod. I do some fishing at the beach, then head up to the mountain lake to catch the fish that you can only catch in spring. I take a quick detour to the river beside Penny's home to catch a bream, then it's back to the mountain lake for the rest of the day. I head to Clint's on day 11 and ask him to upgrade my pickaxe, which locks us out of the mines for 2 days. A cutscene plays where we spend some time with Dusty the dog. The addition of Dusty might be my favourite thing about the Stardew Valley expanded mod so far. I give a gift to Linus, then spend the rest of the day at the mountain lake. I want to make sure we catch all of the fish we can in spring, and this includes the legend fish. So we need to work on increasing our fishing level as much as we can. Day 12 is a rainy day, which is truly a sight for sore eyes. Also, I cannot express just how excited I get every single time our mixed seeds start growing and I see all of the different crops pop up. I head to Evelyn's house and give gifts to the family. At this point I might stop mentioning giving gifts to the villagers, but rest assured, I will not forget about any of them. I pay a visit to Sophia's house to take a look at the items she sells. The aged Blue Moon wine costs 28,000 gold, which means that at some point I'm going to buy 100 bottles of these and drink all of them for no reason. The rest of the day is spent fishing with a focus on catfish, shad and eels. The Egg Festival takes place on day 13. This is the part where a lot of people would buy a ton of strawberry seeds, but we don't follow the meta here. Also, we can't follow the meta because we just don't have enough gold right now, but look, it sounds better if I say I'm not following the meta, you know, it makes it seem like I'm standing out. Okay, look, move on, not important. The egg hunt begins and I immediately walk into a chair, then I walk into Olivia and Victor. That was not a good start. I get a bit distracted near the end, but I manage to collect the 9 eggs just in time, which means we have won the egg hunt. For this, we are rewarded with a straw hat. I feel complete when I put on the straw hat. My chakras have truly been unblocked. I really hope I'm pronouncing that word correctly. Day 14 is a big harvest day. 3 of the crops I collected are completely new to me. One of them is called salal berries and gives you 70 energy when you eat it. This will be very handy when we're going through the mines. I head to Pierre's and sell my crops. It is at this point that I realize the Joja veggie is worth over 1100 gold. That makes me happy. I head to the mountain area where Lewis tells us that one of the villagers, Susan, has been separated from the rest of the town because there's a big boulder in the way. If it's the same as vanilla Stardew Valley, then the boulders should be removed around the 3rd day of summer and we'll be able to meet Susan. I head to the mines and collect 5 copper bars from my chest, collect my copper pickaxe from Clint and ask him to upgrade my watering can. Also, it turns out that Leah loves salal berries, but that isn't very important because we're a whole different person now and we will not be romancing Leah in this playthrough. I finally check out the clearance bin in Joja Mart. I don't buy anything, but I can definitely see how it could be useful if we're missing certain crops in the future. I buy a salad and 2 coffees in the saloon, drink a coffee, then head into the mines. Our salal berries, coffee and copper pickaxe make it a lot easier and we manage to get down to level 35 before the day ends. I've also been making sure that I keep my furnaces working away while we're in the mines. Andy, who is one of the new villagers in the Stardew Valley Expanded mod, visits us on day 15. He lets us know that the crows have been eating his crops. Thank you for the heads up, Andrew. You know what? I think this could be the start of a beautiful new friendship. Yeah, Andy sent us 3 strawberry seeds in the mail. He is officially my best friend now. The good news train keeps on rolling as several crops are ready for harvest. Among these crops are 6 Joja veggies and a few more salal berries. I really do apologize if I'm pronouncing salal wrong, by the way. The wizard is looking for a catfish. Thankfully, we just need to bring him a catfish. We don't actually have to catch a new one for this quest. I sell most of my crops to Pierre, but I keep 3 of the Joja veggies. I have big plans for these 3 vegetables. I head to Robin's and buy 4 kegs and 2 preserve jars. Please do keep in mind that we can only do this because we have the shop overhaul mod installed. You can't buy these from Robin in vanilla Stardew Valley. It's off to the mines for the rest of the day where we make it down to the frozen layer. I set up my kegs and preserve jars on day 16. I throw my 3 Joja veggies into the kegs along with 5 coffee beans and I throw a couple of strawberries into the preserve jars. I head to Pierre's where I buy 75 mixed seeds, then I give a catfish to the wizard to complete his quest. Next, I watch a cutscene where Sophia and Scarlet have a little conversation. After Scarlet leaves, Sophia asks me if I heard anything that they were talking about. Technically, my farmer wasn't there for the start of the conversation, and I was probably wearing headphones when I did walk by, so I'm going to say that I didn't hear anything. I collect my watering can from Clint, then I buy the fiberglass rod from Willie. I spend the rest of the day fishing at the Shearwater Bridge. The fish here are a bit of a step up from the fish we've caught so far, but we are more than ready to deal with them. And besides, Andy loves butterfish and Sophia loves puppyfish. Both of those fish can only be caught here, so we need to get used to fishing here. One of the biggest benefits of the Better Mixed Seeds mod reveals itself on day 17. We pretty much have easy access to coffee thanks to the coffee beans that have grown. I was on my way to donate items to the community centre when I saw that Shane was looking for a frozen tear. He was walking past me as I accepted the quest, so I decided to give him the one I had in my inventory. I donate the items I have on me to the community centre, making good progress on the fishing bundles and the boiler room bundles. We received 20 speed grow for completing the spring crops bundle, so I head back to my farm and sprinkle it on some of my crops. I head to Clint's and ask him to upgrade my axe. I've seen a few big logs around the place, so I want to break those and see if I can unlock any new areas for doing that. The clearance bin is selling mixed seeds for 1 gold each, so I buy all 15 of them, then I head to the mines where I make it to level 67 before I pass out. We get the good news combo on day 18 as it is a rainy day and more of our crops are ready for harvest. After that, I watch a cutscene with Olivia and Victor. Why does Olivia look so familiar? This is really starting to annoy me. Her earrings are really cool though, I have to say that. I know I said I wouldn't be talking about giving gifts anymore, but there is too much footage of me giving gifts today, so here you go. It's off to the mines for the rest of the day where we managed to make it down to level 80. We're making good progress thanks to the berries, giving us 70 energy every time we eat one. The harvest is bountiful on day 19, which is good, our coffee is ready, which is great, and our strawberry jelly is also ready, which is marvellous. I head to the community centre to donate some more items, and I donate some items to the museum before collecting my axe from Clint. I buy a beer at the saloon because Shane's birthday is coming up, then I head into the big forest and find Jazz. She got lost in there, so we bring her back to Marnie. At the travelling cart, I decide to buy a coconut because I don't know how long it's going to take before we get to Calico Desert. I go to break the log blocking the entrance to the secret woods, but it turns out our copper axe isn't strong enough to break it. I promise I'm not terrible at this game. That was just a bit of a whimsical moment on my part. I did that on purpose. I totally knew that we wouldn't be able to break the log. As is tradition, it's back to the mines for the rest of the day. I collect the fire quartz and some gold ore on level 82, which is fantastic. All we need to complete the boiler room in the community center is a fire quartz and a gold bar. I continue making my way through the mines, barely making it to floor 85 before the day ends. We reach level 5 in mining, so I choose the geologist perk, which gives us a chance to get 2 of any gems we find. I collect 2 Joja veggie juices and 1 kale juice on day 20. I was certain that I put 3 Joja veggies into the keg, so I have no idea where that other Joja veggie went. Anyhoomst, I sell most of my crops and the juices to Pierre, which brings us up to over 9,000 gold. I buy 4 quality sprinklers, give Shane a little present for his birthday, and hit the jackpot with the clearance bin. Strawberry seeds are being sold for 1 gold each, so I buy all 10 of them. I donate a fire quartz and a gold bar to the community center, completing the boiler room. I head to the Adventurers Guild and officially join the Adventurers Guild. That can't be right. Did I make a typo on the script? No, I did not. Okay, Marlin's shop is called the Adventurers Guild, and the group he's part of is also called the Adventurers Guild. Well, if it's not broken, then don't fix it, I suppose. I like that mentality. I collect 5 iron bars from my chest in the mines, crack open some Omni Geodes at Clint's, ask him to upgrade my axe, and donate some items to the museum. Back on the farm, I place the quality sprinklers we bought and plant all of our seeds. I donate a coconut to the community center, then to end the day, I head to the mountain lake to do some fishing. Also, the Junimos repaired the minecart during the night and we reached level 5 in farming. Demetrius visits us on day 21. As always, I decide to go for the fruit bats over the mushrooms. A little bit of a kerfuffle is occurring in Pelican Town as Andy has just been told about new regulations being introduced in the town. These regulations will result in him losing more money than he already is. Everybody in the immediate vicinity is flabbergasted when Andy starts to yell. I do not like watching this. Andy isn't just my neighbour, he's my friend. I will find some way to cheer him up in the future. We watch another cutscene after this. This one features Leah. She has been growing green beans in the community garden. She also kindly gives us one of these, which is very nice of her. Sebastian wants a sunfish for, alrighty then. I sell some crops to Pierre to get a bit of gold, then I donate a good few items to the museum and receive a starfruit seed as a reward. We bump into the wizard in the big forest. I hope you're all ready for some lore about the whole magical aspect of Pelican Town. By moving to Pelican Town, the wizard also made a pledge to defend its citizens. To do this, he has set up a barrier around the town to keep all of the monsters out. A witch by the name of Camilla? Look, I think it's common knowledge now that I mispronounce things quite a bit, so let's just call her Camilla and get it over with. If I mispronounce it, please let me know and correct me on that one, please. A witch by the name of Camilla lives in Castle Village, and the barrier she has set up there is the largest magical barrier in the world. That is all very interesting stuff, but you know what's even more interesting? Me going to the mines for the rest of the day and making it down to floor 95 at 1:50 AM. We need 5 gold star parsnips for the community center, so on day 22 I head into Pierre's and buy 50 parsnip seeds. I head to Clint's and collect my axe, chop down the 2 big logs in front of Grandpa's old shed and take a look inside. It isn't in the best state, but I'm sure we'll find some way to fix it up and make it look absolutely sterling at some point in the future. I break the log that blocks the way to the secret woods for real this time and head inside. I was caught completely off guard when I saw that the entire secret woods had been changed. I spent some time walking around and collecting hardwood, then I spent some time fishing so we can catch the wood skip and the grass carp. I head into the big forest and chop down a log at the top of the area, but it turns out it just leads to the secret woods, which I suppose is still a nice little discovery. On day 23, I make my way through the mines and collect the star drop on floor 100. I keep the momentum going and make it to level 106, then I pass out. The bad news is, something not that chill happened today. I accidentally threw 50 gold ore into my shipping bin. The flower dance takes place on day 24. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough gold to buy the rare crow, which sucks, but I was able to buy the tub of flowers recipe. And then it was decision time. Shane, Sophia, and Olivia are willing to dance with us. I would love it if we could dance with all three of them, but alas, we can only choose one. I was feeling very overwhelmed at this point, and I could feel my right leg begin to bounce up and down nervously. This feeling of uncertainty grew stronger as I talked to Olivia. I just realized, I just figured it out. I know who she reminds me of. It's Snow White from The Wolf Among Us. I knew she looked familiar. Okay, I've gone completely off script here, by the way. I'm supposed to be talking about how I stood beside Leah and Elliot to harness the knowledge of my previous farmer, but that, look, not important. Olivia looks so much like Snow White. Alright, okay, back on track. Let's get back on track. I decided to dance with Sophia when I talked to her, and she said she was only here for the cake. That resonated with me. Snow White, huh? How about that? That resonated with me, as there have been many times when I've gone to an event simply to feast upon the complimentary cake they provided. We also reached level 6 in farming, which means we can now start crafting quality sprinklers instead of buying them from Pier. On day 25, I make a beeline for the mines. I spend almost the entire day in there, reaching the bottom floor at around 8:30 PM. A beautiful sight awaits me when I exit the mines, as some fresh gold bars and refined quartz are ready for collection. I craft 9 quality sprinklers and head back to my farm where I place them down. I will admit that I placed them a bit haphazardly, but that is okay. We can move them around in summer if we need to. Snow White. The best way to describe how I'm feeling right now is, imagine you're playing Call of Duty and someone throws a flashbang at you and you don't have tactical mask equipped. I am stunned. I ended up going back to... okay, I want to romance her now. I want to give her the bouquet and marry her, but okay. I ended up going back to the mines and making another 4 quality sprinklers, which I place on my farm. Mayor Lewis visits us on day 26. He tells us that Pierre and Sophia had a lot of things in their shipping bin this morning. That's crazy, Lewis, but I don't remember asking. Lewis then tells us he is... I'm sorry, that was very rude of me. I'm sorry. I take it back. Lewis then tells us he is very happy with the progress we have been making here on the honorary Oos farm. Thank you, Lewis. I donate a few items to the museum, then I head to Peary the Platypus and sell my crops and forage items. Sophia isn't doing too well today, unfortunately. We can say one of two things to her. We can either ask how she is doing, or we can demand that she tells us why she was in the hospital. Yeah, there's no way I can pick that second option. We can then ask Sophia if she would like to either get food or pet Dusty the dog with us. This is the most difficult choice I have ever had to make. I spent almost a full minute trying to decide. In the end, I closed my eyes and clicked randomly, which resulted in us going to the saloon for some food. When Sophia ordered her food, she said please. I cannot stress how much I love it when people do this. Sophia and Andy are both my best friends now. Gus then told us that the food is on the house, so he can be our best friend too. The more the merrier, I suppose. I donate 5 gold quality parsnips and a purple mushroom to the community centre, purchase a rear seat at the travelling cart and pay a visit to Leah. She was trying to figure out how she can sell the art pieces she makes, so I suggested that she sells her art online. Up next is a conversation with Jodie, Caroline and Olivia. The conversation turns to the topic of vineyards, and Olivia asks us if we've considered making wine. Well, have I got news for you, Snow White? I'm already making wine. Olivia is very happy to hear this and says she'll talk to Lewis about buying several bottles of the wine we ship. Snow White, I can't get over this. Stardew Valley and The Wolf Among Us are my 2 favourite games. This is so cool. Anyway, I collect some fruit from my bat cave and donate a good few items to the community centre. We get a charcoal kin for completing the construction bundle. That is neat. I decide to spend the rest of the day fishing in the mines. Day 27 begins with a visit to the museum so we can donate some of the items we have. I crack open some geodes in Clint's shop, donate all of them except the fairy stone, crack open the rest of my geodes and donate the final few items we receive. The reason why I kept the fairy stone is because I want to put it in a crystallarium when we get one. As the sun sets on the peaceful town of Pelican, I go for a nice long walk in the big forest. I pass out in the secret woods at 2 AM. We reached level 5 in foraging, so I chose the Gatherer perk, which gives us a chance to receive 2 of any forage items we pick up. Day 28 is the final day of spring, and it is also a big harvest day for us. I am especially interested in seeing how much the Joja berry sells for after the Joja veggies sold for over 1000 gold each. I head to Piers and sell every crop besides our salal berries, earning around 13,000 gold. It looks like Joja berries sell for around 700 gold each, which is very nice. I decide to buy 5 of each spring crop seed just in case we've made a happy little accident and have forgotten one of them. I head to Willie's and buy a trap bobber and a fish stew, which increases our fishing level by 3. I leave his shop, then I turn around and go right back inside to buy the iridium rod. I forgot you can only equip things like the trap bobber to the iridium rod. I head to the travelling cart and buy a winter root, then I bump into Sophia. She wasn't very happy. I collect Robin's axe, then I head into Sophia's house. I don't want to barge into her bedroom, so instead I knock on her door. That's my way of saying, "Hello, I'm here now." She initially wants us to leave, but then she asks us to stay with her. It turns out she's been through some difficult times, but despite that, she's doing her best to stay strong and be around the people she loves. Her character is so well written, I'm about to fall in love with a video game character, I can't believe it. Next, it is time for us to prove ourselves. I eat my fish stew and stand at the edge of the mountain lake. With passion in my heart and adrenaline in my soul, I cast my rod into the river. For a while we catch carps, bullheads and frogs, but these are not important. They are not our target. Our target is the legend. I can feel the fear, the nerves, the doubt all creeping into my body, but I refuse to let them take over. Here I stand, unbroken and unfazed. And then it happens. I hook the legend fish. My hands began to shake as I knew that my toughest battle yet had just begun. That's not a joke, by the way. My hands genuinely started to shake during this. I knew that I couldn't just give 100% here. I have to give 101%. I need to go beyond my capabilities as a human being and achieve something I should not be able to achieve. I need to defeat an opponent I should not be able to defeat. And against all odds, I do exactly that. I catch the legend fish. I head home and toss the legend into my shipping bin along with all of the fish I've kept up to this point, along with some crops and forage items. I head to the saloon and spend the final night of spring with the villagers of Pelican Town. I also buy 5 Grampleton orange chickens before heading home and going to sleep.